हुआ? हम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी से जानना चाहते थे, अगर पाकिस्तान वाकई में अपने घुटने टिकने के लिए तैयार था तो आपने क्यों रोका, आप क्यों रुके और किसके सामने आप झुके?
The new Maldives-India diplomatic reset has been months in the making. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Maldives visit last week paves the way for a fresh chapter in a relationship that hit the rocks when President Muizzu took office in 2023. In the Maldives case, where tourism makes up 25% of the GDP, many compulsions are driven by the dictates and economics of building this sector. Here's more.
Signaling a definitive reset. The chill in the relationship, the diplomatic pause, becomes a thing of the past, and a different script is ready to unfold. Prime Minister Modi's visit marked a fresh turning point. India and the Maldives agreed on a slew of projects and reaffirmed a commitment to regional stability, infrastructure development and maritime cooperation. Among the highlights, developing critical island infrastructure, bolstering medical and educational support, continuing assistance for housing and sanitation, and importantly, a big push for the tourism sector.
The visit of the Prime Minister recently is a guest of honor for the Maldivian Independence, 16th Independence Day. I'm sure will increase the numbers, and then the governments are actively seeking to find ways to increase the number of flights from Indian destinations to Maldives. So India as a source market has played a key role in the Maldives, and I'm sure with this expansion it will help much more than what we can anticipate, right?
India is now the second largest source of tourists to the Maldives and growing. Direct flight connectivity, proximity and affordability make the picturesque archipelago a popular choice, from honeymooners to high-net-worth vacationers. There have been major extremes since 2023. Things are looking up again. Till 2023, India was the largest source market for Maldives tourism, over 200,000 arrivals a year, making up 11.1% of total visitors. In 2024, the number dropped a whopping 37.5%. India's share fell to 6th place. By May this year, however, arrivals had rebounded. Arrivals are up a modest 3% year-on-year over January to May 2024. Maldives is targeting 200,000 to 300,000 Indian tourists in 2025, aiming to regain lost ground. But it's not just about the numbers, it's also about diversifying the tourism economy.
See, I was really happy to hear today His Excellency, the Ambassador, said with this enabling of UPI payments, we're going to see about 10 to 15% growth. I think this will definitely enable a lot of Indian tourists who want to settle their payments in INR. I think this is a huge boost for especially creating that USP for us among other destinations, and having that facilities, I think definitely a huge advantage.
India-Maldives reset diplomacy leverages infrastructure cooperation, visa-free travel and marketing collaborations. Several Indian firms are already invested in resort infrastructure in the Maldives, and more are likely to follow. New proposals discussed during Prime Minister Modi's visit include developing eco-friendly tourism zones, skill development programs for Maldivian youth in hospitality, and sustainable tourism. There's also talk of a multi-destination tourism circuit linking India, Sri Lanka and the Maldives, offering tourists a seamless Indian Ocean experience. Think island hopping, cultural exchanges, cruise tourism, with India anchoring the connectivity and logistics. As the India-Maldives relationship resets, tourism is emerging as more than just a revenue stream. It's a vehicle for diplomacy, development and deepening people-to-people ties. Amid China's moves in the region, India-Maldives ties become vital for balance and trust. A shared ocean, a shared opportunity shows the way.
For weeks now, the heart of Pakistan's capital, Islamabad, has witnessed a stark tableau of resilience and desperation. Baloch families led by the Baloch Yakjehti Committee, or the BYC, has taken their decades-long struggle for justice to the very doorstep of power, enduring immense hardships and facing relentless obstruction.
These are not ordinary street-side demonstrations. It's a desperate cry for answers, a painful and extended vigil for sons, fathers and brothers who have vanished without a trace. Denied permission to set up tents, brave Baloch women, mothers and children have faced the elements head-on, from scorching heat to recent heavy monsoon rains, refusing to budge from their peaceful sit-in near the National Press Club in Islamabad. And they have real-life, first-hand stories of pain and horror to tell. At the forefront of this courageous movement is Dr. Mehrang Baloch, a young activist whose own family's suffering epitomizes the crisis. Her father, Ghaffar Baloch, was forcibly disappeared multiple times. His mutilated body eventually found. Her brother Nasir, too, was abducted. Islamabad police has sealed off roads where they are protesting, deployed buses to block public view, anything to keep their voice unheard. The BYC has released its semi-annual human rights report for January to June 2025, detailing widespread state repression across Balochistan. And some alarming figures have emerged. 752 people were forcibly disappeared in the first half of 2025 alone. Of these, 181 were later released. 25 reportedly died in custody. The whereabouts of 546 individuals remain unknown. The report also documents 117 extrajudicial killings, with most occurring in staged encounters, custodial killings and so-called kill and dump operations. The Makran region witnessed the highest number of disappearances, with Frontier Corps personnel identified as the main perpetrators. The majority of victims were students, activists and politically aware youth. The BYC explicitly states these killings appear to be part of a deliberate state policy aimed at crushing political dissent in Balochistan. The report highlights the systematic use of torture against detainees, with signs of severe physical abuse on the bodies of those who died in custody. Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch frequently highlight cases of individuals detained without cause. Many are later found dead with signs of torture in what are termed fake encounters or kill and dump incidents. The Baloch Yagjeti Committee's core demands are clear and urgent: an immediate end to enforced disappearances, safe return of all missing persons, accountability for those responsible for unlawful killings, and dismantling of state-backed death squads. They also called for a UN fact-finding mission to investigate human rights violations. Enforced disappearances have become a systemic crisis in Pakistan, particularly in Balochistan. They are fueled by a long-standing insurgency and allegations of resource exploitation. Despite constitutional guarantees and international obligations under treaties like the ICCPR, the judiciary has largely been unable to hold security agencies accountable. As these families continue their sit-in, drenched but undeterred, their message echoes far beyond these barricaded roads. It's a plea for humanity, for accountability, and for the fundamental right to know the fate of their loved ones. The world watches, waiting to see if Pakistan will finally address this deeply painful chapter in history.
Let's now take a look at some news-making events in the region that made headlines this week on the Inside South Asia wrap.
A 17-year-old boy's defamatory Facebook post on Prophet Muhammad caused an uproar in Bangladesh. Reports say the alleged miscreant, a third-semester student at a polytechnic institute, was arrested after police received complaints about the controversial social media post. But that didn't cool tempers. A mob attacked the Hindu community at Aldadpur Ballapara village of Betgari Union. A case has been filed against 1,200 unidentified individuals for vandalism and looting. 5 persons have been arrested so far.
In a major milestone for regional economic growth and stronger trade ties, Islamabad, Kabul, and Tashkent are taking concrete steps toward building a trans-Afghan railroad from landlocked Uzbekistan to Pakistan, passing through Afghanistan's territory. The 650-kilometer-long railway project is estimated to cost of $4.6 billion. It will significantly reduce cargo delivery times between Uzbekistan and Pakistan.
Former Sri Lankan Navy Commander Admiral Nishanta Olugetene has been arrested in connection with an investigation into a kidnapping incident. The case dates back 15 years to the period when Olugetene served as the Director of Naval Intelligence in 2010.
A powerful Indian Army initiative in the heart of Jammu and Kashmir is set to transform lives and build a brighter future for women in the Union Territory. What was once a modest vocational setup has now been transformed into a modern, multi-skilled training hub that caters directly to economic aspirations and self-reliance dreams.
Prioritizing hands-on experience, nurturing confidence and independence among women of Baramulla and surrounding areas. That's the goal. Creation of the Women. Skill Development Center in Baramulla goes back to 2009. The latest upgrade into a modern multi-skilled training hub equips it with courses designed to equip participants with practical employable skills. A 3-month certification program covers basic computer education, fashion design and more. Leaps that promise big transformations ahead.
This is a great initiative. The Army keeps doing empowering things for women, be it in sport or employment in other walks of life. There's so much unemployment, women were scared to leave their homes. The Army, in collaboration with local administration, has given women a platform to do something.
What truly sets this center apart is its 2 operational production-based training units, one for soap and lip balm manufacturing and another for dry apple processing. They aren't just simulations, they are actual micro-enterprises where women work alongside trainers and experts, gaining on-the-job training. The units operate in close coordination with self-help groups, creating continuous income streams for trained participants. More women are expected to enroll upcoming batches.
I have done computer course from here. I am very thankful to the Indian Army who helped us. We completely used this opportunity as we could not have afforded it anywhere else.
We have started new computer courses here. We started it this year. The girls who were sitting at home are coming here and exploring their digital knowledge so that they can connect with the world outside. As the world is advancing, we should match their level. Girls get a lot of benefits. They will not be a burden on anyone. And with this, they will become independent.
The finished organic handmade products are set to tap into the booming local and tourism markets in Kashmir, providing sustainable livelihoods. This also sets the foundation for future cooperatives or independent startups.
As you know, earlier also there were training courses here, but the major issue was that those who went after getting the training did not have any certificate. Since NAM Foundation has collaborated in this and with the help of district administration, a building has been constructed along with washroom facility. With respect to skilling, we have included state-of-the-art equipment, and all the students who will be trained here will also get a diploma training certificate.
The initiative comes as yet another example of peace building through grassroots empowerment, in alignment with the Indian Army's broader civil outreach program in Jammu and Kashmir.
At a time when Indian Army is carrying out massive anti-terror operations across Jammu and Kashmir on a daily basis, they're also working tirelessly for the upliftment of the people living close to the line of control. In one such initiative, close to the line of control, Indian Army has upgraded a Women Skill Development Institute where the women from the bordering areas are being trained in various vocational courses. This will help these women to live an independent life.
It's part of a wider trend of women empowerment projects in the valley, including tailoring workshops, educational scholarships, sports tournaments, and healthcare outreach towards building a more resilient, collaborative and prosperous future for Jammu and Kashmir.
For decades now, Nepal has been known as a major tea producer and consumer. But there are clear enough signs of that changing. The traditional Nepali beverage is facing stiff competition from coffee, especially among the younger generation. The once high-end and distant cup of coffee is fast gaining ground over good old tea.
Trendy cafes springing up on street corners in urban centers say it all. Office goers and students are a growing client base here. A cup of coffee at a trendy cafe in capital Kathmandu usually costs $2, enough to buy a meal or 5 cups of tea. But that's almost secondary now. The cafes are buzzing. Tea producing, tea consuming. Nepal is slowly but surely showing signs of shifting to coffee. One cafe in the capital in particular is widely considered a pioneer.
The reason I think the coffee has taken tea businesses, there are a lot of tea shops flourishing throughout the nation, but the kind of setup that they have is still very old-fashioned. They haven't done much with that. I think with investors, even people like us, I think when it comes to coffee, we're more serious, not only with the machines, we're very serious with everything that we do, the lighting, the setup, the furnitures, the location. And business is all about location, location, locations.
The Himalayan Java coffee shop started out as a tiny shack in an alley in the late 1990s. But like many success stories, it stuck to its coffee guns despite the tea affinity. Today, it has mushroomed into a chain with 84 outlets across the country. What explains this new craving for caffeine in a traditionally tea-loving country?
Coffee has become a lifestyle drink for the younger generation, where they come, sit, socialize, work and relax. And the popularity has grown ever since. And now if you go to every corner of any street, the coffee culture is there, where you have nice cafes, which is an expression of art, which is a place where people come, sit, relax, socialize or work.
Though most coffee savored in Nepal is imported, coffee plantations are springing up in the country's renowned eastern tea-growing regions. According to Nepal's National Tea and Coffee Development Board, about 400 tons of coffee were produced in fiscal year 2021 to 22, a drop compared to the 26,000 tons of tea produced the same year, but the board predicts rapid growth. Given the welcome cafes have been accorded, especially by Nepalese youth, it seems the savoring of the beverage is not just a passing fad, but a trend that will stand the test and maybe even pass with flying colors.
That's all we have for you on this week's edition of Inside South Asia. But before we go, a spectacular record-breaking fireworks display staged in the Maldives as Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated a new airport terminal that's part of the new India-Maldives reset. Thanks for watching Inside South Asia. I'm Samiksha Srivastava and I will see you next week.
To bring the benefits of the Subhash Chandra Show to your educational institution, teachers and students, send an invitation to Juhi Jha at juhi@such.org.in.
From the bustling trading floors of Wall Street to the vibrant exchanges of Asian stock markets, WION breaks it down for you to make sense of what's happening. as we reveal the key factors behind events, strategic battles, and the game-changing business decisions that shape the world. We bring you all of this and more on World Business Watch.
Emily Charlton, Andrea Sachs.
Our shooting begins for The Devil Wears Prada 2. Find out all about Anne Hathaway's upcoming project. Decode pop icon Taylor Swift's craze. And explore the South Asian trends taking over the world. All this and much more with me, Diksha Bisla, on Beyond at these times.
WION Health Resort is unique, the only one of its kind. Experience the 4 paths of natural wellness: yoga, Ayurveda, acupuncture, and naturopathy. Each uniquely customized program improves the whole person to make every person whole. Come to WION Health Resort. Make your reservation at WION.com.
WION, India's global voice, the channel that brings you the biggest stories from across the world through India's lens. Now available in more than 190 countries worldwide. Because we believe that the world is one. Watch us in Africa,